Hello everybody, I'm Meenakshi Arvind. NamTamilMedia channel viewers, very good evening. How did I start reading? How old was I when I started reading first? I was, I think, 7 years old. My mom and dad were very avid readers, so there was books around us all the time. Wherever you look, there used to be books, and I used to pick up books and read, and it became an addiction. Like, I would read constantly. There were times that I wouldn't step out of my room because I didn't want to leave. I wanted to finish the book, so that's how bad it was. Now it's tapered down a lot with the media, internet. You start reading on the internet, so book reading has come down a little bit. I'm not happy about it at all, but I still try to read. Right now I'm reading this book, and it's fabulous. If you people want get a copy, you should read it. It's a really, really nice book. And The Liberation of Sita by Volga. It's something that it's about Ramayana, but it's a fabulous take on it. So my favorite book, if you ask me, is Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. It is my all-time favorite, my Bible. The characters in that book speak to me, take me through life. So it's always on my bedside, and I always go back to that book many points in my life, and I gain inspiration, motivation, whatnot from that book. Strength. That book is, Ayn Rand was the greatest author, if you ask me. She's a cult by herself, and if I recommend that people read her two books, Atlas Shrugged and Fountainhead. And if you read it, then it will change your life. I'm sure of that. And you can call me up and ask me if it doesn't. So do pick up a copy and read it. But otherwise, I read a lot of, I read fiction, non-fiction, very rare. I do read a few autobiographies of people that I want to know about. I'm not a very non-fiction person. I don't read self-help books. It does not help me. It just doesn't help me. I don't know. I mean, men are from women, women are from Venus, all that, the whole chicken soup soul thing happened. Many things, many books come and go, Shiv Kher, a lot of motivational speakers, but I've hardly read any of them. And it's something that doesn't work for me, but I've seen it work for so many people. I also read a bunch of spiritual books. I'm not a religious person at all, but I am spiritual. So I have my books that I go back to, like a little bit of Vedanta, a little bit of the Upanishads, a little bit of chanting. All that is part of my life. And I do read. I could read a light reading book to a very deep book. I can go from swing to different books in the same day. I would be reading 2 different books, so it depends on my mood. You'll never find me without a book, and it's always a part of me. And one more thing, what I couldn't do was read off a Kindle, or I couldn't read on a notebook. I can't. I want a hardbound. I want a hard copy book. I cannot read soft copy. It just didn't do it for me. I need the book. I need to flip pages. I need to smell the book. I want to fold it and dog ear it. That's how books are for me. I have a huge library at home, and I spend most of my time there. I hoard books. I don't like people who don't return books. I don't like it. If people pick it up, they should return it. So I don't lend books. I only to people that I know will return it. Otherwise, I would just say no. It's very personal. Books are very, very close to my heart. So yeah, so the International Book Day is coming. And also children should pick up reading. Everybody should read. It's a newspaper. Start with your newspapers in the morning, and then you can slowly, if people can't read, it's actually an attention deficit. If you can't read, it's something that your mind is wandering off. So then you start, there are people who come up to me and tell me that, I read a book, one page 30 times, and it still hasn't sunk to me. So it's because you're so distracted. I do have my blocks, sometimes I cannot read. That also happens to me, and I don't like it. I somehow get out of it. But I urge all the children to read, more adults to read. Children must read, and it's a great way to learn, like travel. You can just sit in your place, read a book, and be somewhere in the world. You don't have to go there, Books like missionaries' books And Michener is an author that, again, James A. Michener is somebody that he will take you at a world that you've never been to you can, it transports you there. So that's another author I read. I still read. I'm not much into fantasy, definitely not the Harry Potter type, but I do like the Lord of the Rings, that sort of fantasy. I do like it. So my genres are very different. Depends on my mood, what I read. Light reading, heavy reading, deep reading. So yeah, changes. So for me, my biggest regret in life is not learning Tamil. I can read Tamil. I learnt it eventually. I've started reading and I can read it pretty fluently, but I don't get the essence of real Tamil literature. And that's a big regret for me. I still ask my mom, why didn't I learn Tamil? Because I don't even like to say Tamil. It's Tamil. So I might not be a Tamilian, but for me, I'm a Nard at heart. So I like my language and I miss reading Tamil because my mom's she's a big reader. She's a very avid reader of Tamil literature, and when she says a few things, I don't get it. So for me, not reading Ponniyin Selvan in Tamil is a big loss. It is a loss. I've read the English version, but English translation, but it just doesn't hit the nail. It doesn't do it to me. So that's a big loss. So I hope more people read Tamil and don't do the mistake that I've done. I've learned Hindi. I can read Hindi. I can speak Hindi, but I've not learned my language. And some of my favorite books, like I already said, is Ayn Rand's Fountainhead. It's something that I go back to in many points every day, most days in my life. I've underlined bits of it everywhere, and then I pick up those pages and I read it. Other than that, I read Neruda, his poems, and then of course I read Meghdut by Tagore. These are books close to my heart. Offhand, I can't remember too many things because it's I like God of Small Things. I like a lot of Indian writers. Recently, we've had some fabulous writing, fabulous authors in India itself, and some great writing. And I read a lot of Indian authors, like native authors, even Malayalam, Tamil authors write in English. So it's fabulous writing. Yeah. Happy International Book Day to all the book lovers and not book lovers. Pick up a book and read. I urge you all to read. And gift a book. That's something that I always do, pick up a book. And most of my favorite books, I buy copies and I keep it at home, and then I give it to people as gifts. So I hope they will flick through it and then get what I have got from that book. So that's a great gift to give, and then spread love and be happy and read on. Thank you. எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய குறை லைஃப்பில் தமிழ் முறையாக படிக்காதது. படிக்காததுன்னா புக் எடுத்து கூட்டி பார்த்து பழகிட்டேன், ஓரளவுக்கு படிக்கிறேன், பட் சரியாக புரியாது. இப்போ செந்தமிழெல்லாம் எனக்கு நம்மக்கிட்ட அவ்வளோ ஒரு லிட்ரேச்சர் இருக்குது, அது படிக்க முடியாதுங்கிறது எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய இழப்பு. இப்போவுமே நான் அம்மாட்ட சொல்கிறேன், ஏன் என்னை தமிழ் கற்றுக் கொடுக்கல, ஏன் ஹிந்தியில் போட்டிங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் பெரிய வருத்தம். எனக்கு பொன்னியின் செல்வன் படிக்க முடியாது, அது ஒரு பெரிய வருத்தம். இங்கிலீஷ் ட்ரான்ஸ்லேஷன் படிச்சிருக்கேன், பட் அது தமிழோட டெப்த் வரல. இப்போ படம் எடுக்கிறாங்க, மேபி அதில் ஏதாவது வரும்னு தெரில, பட் அது ஒரு பெரிய குறை எனக்கு. தமிழ் படிக்காதது பெரிய தப்பு. அது ரிக்ரெட்டுன்னு என் லைஃப்பில் கேட்டிங்கன்னா தமிழ் படிக்காதது அது ஒரு பெரிய ரிக்ரெட். மற்றபடி ஃபேவரட் புக்ஸ் நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, அயன் ராண்டோட ஃபவுண்டன்ஹெட், அட்லஸ் ஷ்ரக்ட். ஐ லைக் பாப்லோ நரூடா, அவரோட போயம்ஸ் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். ஐ லைக் ரவீந்திரநாத் டாகோர், அவரோட போயம்ஸ், மேக்தூத், நிறைய ஐ லைக் போயம்ஸ். எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஐ லவ் போய்ட்ரி. அண்ட் அதை தவிர லைட் ரீடிங்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லவ் இன் த டைம் ஆஃப் காலரா, அந்த மாதிரி சம் ரேண்டம் புக்ஸ், எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச புக்ஸ், க்ளோஸ் டு மை ஹார்ட் புக்ஸ் நிறையா இருக்குது வீட்டில். பட் ஐ ரெக்கமெண்ட் எவ்ரிபடி டு ரீட் அயன் ராண்ட். அவங்களோட பெரிய டிசைபிள் நான்.
நாம் தமிழ் மீடியா சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள்.